Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 9
Episode 9
of the
Welcome
Alibi
back.
Pod.
It's us. We're here.
We're back,
Having a podcast.
and I'm ready to talk about TikTok Shop again,
Already.
but perhaps
Okay.
for the last time.
One more time. TikTok
I'm
shop. Tell
in
me about
my
it.
TikTok Shop era.
Oh, wait. We should address the elephant in the room.
The lack of beard.
These pillows.
Oh, the
So
pillows.
fun. Yeah.
Such
We
fun
got
pillows.
different pillows. We got fall pillows. Secondary elephant, maybe the rhinoceros in the room. I did shave.
Oh, barely noticeable.
I don't have a beard. I have just some stubble now. Because I shaved on Saturday and now it's stubbly. But I'm going to shave again. If you don't like it, deal with it. All right.
Jonathan saw, in the same way that my wife said, it's the beginning of fall, we should get these pillow covers.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan said, it's the beginning of fall, we should get rid of our face warming hair.
It was alright. It worked out. It worked out. I mean,
Back to TikTok Shop.
TikTok Shop.
All right, so today I'm wearing my TikTok Shop shirt
I saw that you
that I
had a
ordered
new
on
shirt.
TikTok Shop.
Or maybe have I seen that before?
Yeah, I've had this for a couple months.
Yeah, I
just
do.
don't
I
wear
do
it very
remember
often,
it. I
but
remember
also-
we talked about it when you got it.
It's been summer,
Right.
so I wasn't going to wear this
It
shirt.
is a
It's
little
got a
bit
super
cooler
cool
now.
design on the back.
So cool. Little shameless plug
See it
for
on the
whatever
back?
random Christian wear that is.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I get
also,
so many ads.
today we're using a light that
The
I
light, the light that you mentioned last week.
got this on TikTok Shop.
That's right. Very bright. I should get one of those, like for cutting hair. You know.
It's very like tight and directional, and when I'm taking photos, it accomplishes the same thing that flash photography used to back in the day, without the exposure settings that you needed to
Glare.
have for flash photography.
Yeah.
Very clean, light on the subject, and I got it for light on the subject.
Light on the-
and I got it for $7 on TikTok Shop. So I am not against.
And not really glare as much as a flash too, right?
The flash and the ring light both will reflect in the glasses like crazy. That little square light is better. It's not perfect. The glasses are still awful, but it
Womp
makes
womp.
life better.
Oh well. Well, all right.
I have some updates from my life, some stories to share from
Okay.
the past week. So just
You're always the one with stories.
buckle
Never the
in,
one with stories.
folks. Also, I didn't start a timer. We started approximately, 2 minutes ago? It's
Something
fine.
like that. Yeah.
All right. So I went to another concert.
Right.
I go to a lot of concerts. In fact, I'm going to another concert this Friday.
Who are you going to this Friday?
This Friday, I'm going to see Steven Sanchez.
The one with yeah.
All right. So next week, we'll have the Steven Sanchez review.
Right.
Tell you how that show is. I expect it to be less rowdy, but I could be surprised. But this last week, I went and saw Gable Price and Friends, and it was at a small to medium-sized bar
Right.
venue.
Very fun.
Very rowdy. There's probably like 150 to 200 people in there.
I like it rowdy.
tops, like ever. It's a pretty small venue. But yeah, it got rowdy. But one thing that I had to do that I've never had to do before, and this could just be because I'm starting to get into like indie concerts more than I used to, but I had to pay a minor fee. I had to pay an additional $2 at the door because I am not yet 21.
Wow. How much?
$2. That's all, $2.
$2, huh?
I just don't understand why.
Because you're not going to buy alcohol.
I know, that was my theory.
But
that
$2
was my theory.
isn't even enough for like.
It's got to recoup the cost for the fact that I'm not going to pay for any alcohol.
But that's
the
like
only
that's not
reason I
enough to
can think
buy a
of.
drink though, right? $2
No,
is nothing.
definitely not.
So like they're not even making.
But
one
also
drink
just
off you.
in the interest of that, it was a Christian band, Gable Price and Friends. They're a Christian band.
Yeah.
So not very many people bought alcohol at all. Not
Pretty
really.
alcohol free.
Not really a hit with that demo.
That's dope.
Speaking of which, if you walked into that room, when I walked into that room, I was like, this is my demographic. It's like
Oh, yeah?
100 people that are my age, dressed the way I dress.
Dang,
like,
nice.
interested in the music that I'm interested in, obviously, because we're all seeing this indie rock band together.
Right. Yeah.
Also, there was an opening act. Let me put you on.
Okay.
Carver Commodore.
Carver.
Have you ever heard of them?
Commodore. No, I don't think so.
Well, I was introduced to them live. They were the opening act, and they are fire.
Yeah?
I am now a fan. Carver Commodore, I am your new fan. Great show. They put on a great show, probably like a 45-minute set, which is pretty impressive for an opening act, but it makes sense when there's only two indie rock bands together on tour.
Very, very underground, I see.
They've got...
Based on their YouTube views, at least.
Their YouTube views I have not looked at. They were doing some numbers on Spotify, though.
They had, like, in the 10,000s for all the songs that popped up when I searched it on
That sounds
Musi.
about right. They've got a couple records on Spotify that are over a milli.
Oh, nice.
Couple in the hundreds of thousands. But only like less than 50,000 monthly listeners. But they put out a new record recently. I can't remember what it's called. Probably like Carver or something. But it was fire. And I think you should check it out. And I'm a new fan of Carver Commodore. Also, when I went and saw...
indie-looking band.
Oh, definitely.
Like, you look at them and you're like, I know you, buddy. I know you. Yep.
Is it bad that that's the kind of band I would want to be in, though?
An indie band?
Like a band with that vibe. Just the way they dress, the way they act.
They're from Alabama. Alabama's friendliest rock and roll.
That's what they call themselves, yeah.
Interesting.
They've all got the mustaches.
Yeah, no.
You don't like that.
10,000 followers.
Very
on
hipster.
Instagram. Yeah, a little too hipster. I'm not that
I like
hipster.
it. It was great. Also, when I went and saw Switchfoot a couple of weeks ago, I was very close to their lead electric guitarist, and did not manage to get his pick at the end of the show.
No.
But I did get the bassist from Carver Commodore's pick accidentally, because he just threw it in the crowd randomly. It landed on me, and I said,
with a pick is not cool.
"Yeah." I was like, "The bassist's pick?
The sacrilegious pick. That's crazy.
Is he even allowed to have that?"
No, he's not.
But I actually kind of see where it's coming from at this point, because it's a mid, like
a heavy pick.
Yeah, a heavy pick, and in order to get kind of that solid tone and on a big sound system, I do understand.
No.
Also, if you're playing like rock music, it gets intense. Like, I could see it. You're the bassist, though.
Nope.
You're the bassist.
I think
I'm also not speaking as a bassist. I'm speaking as front of house. I think maybe I could get better tones out of the bass.
I don't know.
If you
Very
played it with a
rarely is a pick the move on bass. Almost never. Possibly never. Bassists consider the pick sometimes even sacrilegious.
Yeah,
like
most
you
bassists
should not be doing that.
Most bassists are not fans of the pick.
I've used it like a couple times. Like I think it was Rattle. I used it for Rattle because it's got that doom boom kind of thing.
Like a walk down. Sure.
And it's kind of a strumming kind of feel to it. So I used that then, and maybe a couple other times do I use a pick, but just generally speaking, I think that's not the move. Especially like if you got indie pop rock music, like what?
It was a little harder than you might expect.
I don't know. I sometimes like rockers more use a pick or a strum on the bass, but I don't know. What do I know?
It got rowdy though. It was a fun show. It was actually Carver Commodore's last show of the tour.
Oh yeah,
because there's different opening acts in different, I guess, parts of the country for Gabriel Price and Friends.
Yeah, of course.
So it was their last show of the tour, so they were kind of like pull out all the stops and go crazy.
Right. Yeah.
So like guitarists and vocalists in the pit with us,
right?
Like going crazy. I think both the opener and the main act though handed a guitar off to one of the guys in the pit at one point, just a rando, and he's just pretending to play it. Like,
dang, that would be fun.
It was rowdy. It was fun. There's a picture. I actually screenshotted it because I'm in it.
Yeah.
But like, there's a guitarist in the pit and another guy crowd surfing at the same time.
Yeah.
Just rowdy and fun.
Tell me about the magic show.
Yes. Also this week I went to a magic show. Not, dark magic, but rather sleight of hand.
That's right. Illusionists.
Illusionists.
That's right.
and the like. And I went not just to attend, but more specifically to take photos and videos, because the magician was actually a friend of ours named Andy.
Shout out to Andy.
Shout out to Andy. We went, me and Andy, to this event. It's like a fancy fundraising event, right? And so the most fun part is there's round tables around the room, and
Yeah.
so before the show, this was the most fun part for me, probably not for him, but
Right.
we walked around, and he would, I put one of these microphones actually in
Yep.
his lapel pocket,
Right.
and he would just walk up to people and do card tricks for them, and then I would be standing, a distance off with the camera and record it, and I think we got some pretty cool shots, and it was just generally a really fun time.
Yeah.
Had by me, and I'm sure by him. He also did a whole act, and he killed it.
It landed and all that. Everybody was
Yeah, it
very
was good.
impressed.
Every trick actually, you could see some good reactions from people during the main show and also beforehand when he was
Yeah.
walking around. So yeah, really great time. And then also this week, last night, I have one more story from this week. Last night it was raining. Ella and I, we went to a friend's house, Jason and Angie, and we were dropping something off, and then I was just like, hey, we have not decided what to do for dinner. Where should we go? And they were like, you got to try this place called Tascio Pizza.
Okay.
They were like, it's New York style. It's up in Overland Park. Have you ever been?
You're
I was
making
like,
me hungry, bro.
No,
I
I've
haven't
never
eaten
been.
anything today.
Oh, damn.
I'm screwed.
We went up there, and it was phenomenal.
Man.
It was amazing.
Of
You walk
course it
in, it's
was.
got just that. It's pizza by the slice, and it's gigantic slices. And
How
they've
much
got
did
the
it cost for a
pizzas.
slice?
Not much. Like probably less than $5, because it was like 15 or 16 bucks for us before tip, and we got 3 slices and 2 drinks. So it was not much at all.
I wasn't paying attention at all. It cost how much?
Less than $5 per slice.
Okay. No, that's expensive. $4 for a slice
Bro,
of
those
pizza.
were giant slices.
Well, maybe not. I had Casey's slice not too long ago.
For like,
and it was like $4 for one Casey's slice, and I was like, dog.
no, yeah, we got 15 bucks plus tip is what we paid for 3 slices, and these are big slices, like bigger than the paper plate slices, as a New
Okay.
York style should be.
Right.
And 2 drinks.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that. And it was phenomenal pizza. It was so good.
Yeah, I mean, if you paid $15 and it feeds both of you, like 2 people for $15 is not bad.
Afterwards, we went next door to the Cheesecake Factory to get cheesecake.
I'm sure that costs
It was
more.
way more than the whole dinner.
Very
Like
expensive.
twice as much.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy stuff. I'm so hungry now.
Anyway, that's all my stories from this week. You have any
so
fun
hungry.
stories for us?
No, I was boring this week. I didn't really do anything.
Last week was the intro Marvel episode, and at some point we're going to do a purely Marvel episode, most likely, where we talk about all things Marvel. But today we'll spend just a very short time mentioning that in the world of pop culture, today a new Marvel movie trailer dropped, Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts.
Genuinely, I was watching it and I was like, is this okay? Like, is this good? Does this look good?
I know, yeah. I mean, I knew, like, when I knew that Bucky was going to be kind of a key figure, if not the leader of Thunderbolts, I thought that would, I was instantly had some more higher hopes, like.
I know, but that
could
show,
go really well.
that Captain America and the
I
Winter
know,
Soldier
but this isn't
show.
going to have
Falcon.
Falcon. Yeah, that was the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show. And, Falcon, no hate, maybe a little bit of shade, but no hate, is the Wink Link. Like the Weak Link, not cool. He's not that
He's
dope.
not that great.
Yeah,
He's kind of
just
mid.
Not a huge fan of him. So, I mean, having more focus on Bucky and
High hopes that this could be
also
one of,
Yelena.
Yes.
Loved Yelena, and her Alexi or whatever his name is.
Yep. He
is
was
gonna
not.
be in
He
it.
was not bad in Black Widow, although Black Widow was overall a pretty mid movie.
Right. So, and John Walker, nobody liked John Walker as Captain America. It's going to be interesting to see like what he does in Thunderbolts, like as a
Credit,
Captain America
even
with
though that show
Bucky
was
next
not
to
good.
him.
the actor for John Walker did a pretty good job of making us all hate him.
He did, yeah.
That was his job,
I mean, he
so.
did. But now I guess we might be supposed to like him again. I don't know. Anyway, it'll be
Might
interesting.
switch to a good guy. I think the whole vibe is like anti-heroes, which, by the way, is becoming a little bit of a worn-out trope.
It is too many anti-heroes. It's the Batman effect, low-key.
Maybe, yeah.
Once you start making characters more like darker and compromised, like you have a villain and you're rooting for him, like it's just the more depth to the character, I guess people like it more. Like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Yeah, people like dark characters, I guess.
Yeah, I mean I think when you don't have to try to justify the character as much, it's kind of interesting. And also, like, directors and writers, I think, enjoy the challenge of showing how someone comes to be what they become and all that, especially like when they go down a dark path, like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker or whatever. But I don't know. I think it's might also sort of be the Deadpool effect when you just have
Definitely, yeah.
no rules or regulations on what you can do. You know, Steve Rogers is gone, guys. We are
Yeah,
just
the clean-cut goody two-shoes heroes are dying.
yeah. Superman's gone. Steve Rogers, Captain America is gone. Like even Iron Man is gone. We are in the land of, Hawkeye, Ronin kind of characters.
Morally ambiguous
Yeah.
anti-heroes.
But I mean, it's cool. I mean, they're cool, I guess. No real opinion, I guess. Whatever.
The movie looks like it could be good.
Yeah.
First
I think
trailer-
it'll be interesting to see the interactions between all those characters. If done well, it could be really interesting. I don't know. The trailer didn't like stress any of that, but like Bucky working with John Walker, he might be a little offended by that, you'd think, with his relationship with Steve and all that, and then
Yeah.
whoever this guy is, and Yelena and Alexei is an interesting combination. I forget who else is in
The
the
girl
Thunderbolts.
from Ant-Man.
Yeah, that chick. And I think is it the chick from Hawkeye, or there was someone with a bow, wasn't there?
Yeah, maybe. I can't remember.
I don't know. Maybe it's Green
Bottom
Arrow.
line is, it's one of the first Marvel trailers post-Endgame to not be disliked a million times.
Also, I must mention Lady Hydra.
yes.
Lady Hydra could be really good.
They've been building her up.
We got some potential for Lady Hydra to be a really
For
interesting
like a bad,
villain.
bad,
That's
bad,
right.
bad person.
A real bad character,
Someone who's actually
a
bad,
villain
bad.
in a world of anti-heroes. This, and it could be crazy. It could be, she could be a really good villain. It could be really. There's just a lot that could go right and a lot that could go wrong.
At some point, we're going to have to rank villains. Not just Marvel villains, but just film villains.
Just villains overall. Like,
Add that to the list for something to do sometime.
yeah, you can bang it out right now. Joker, and then the Joker. I don't know.
Heath Ledger. Yeah, that was not very good, actually.
The
No, we'll
Joker
come
was
back
great.
to that one
But
sometime.
they're all going to be Batman villains, probably. Or maybe not. I don't know. Spider-Man villains are pretty cool. And Thanos. I don't know.
I think maybe we need to get away from comic books. Like, think about, like, a truly bad, like, evil.
Like some real villains. Like Drago from How to Train Your Dragon 2.
That was, like, a good villain,
And
though.
he was just evil, Like
And
not
scary.
not conflicted, just evil and scary. He's a bad
Speaking of How to
guy.
Train Your Dragon, though, I feel like the villain from the third one might have been a better written villain.
Yeah, but
can't remember his
again, he was
name,
more
but-
complicated and all that stuff. I don't remember
Was he
his
really
name either.
evil? He was just
Well, I don't know.
more
but
complicated.
Yeah.
That almost felt like a Joker-inspired villain in a kid's movie, though.
Yeah, well, every villain is Joker inspired now. It feels like all of them, There's just so
Yeah.
many. There's not like original villains as much that I can think of, but I can't think of any movie villains anymore because you asked me.
Yeah,
So,
I've forgotten all movie
villains are
villains.
gone. But
We'll come up with a
speaking of
list.
How to Train Your Dragon, I saw I don't know if it was a clip. I saw something about it, and now I want to go watch How to Train Your Dragon 2 again. And
I watched
maybe
it
3.
recently with our little brother.
It's been a while since I've seen those, and like, man, those are some banger movies, bro. And
Yeah.
they were wore out when I was a kid, but it's probably been a year or two since I've seen How to
watching
Train
it
Your
back-
Dragon 2.
Watching it back, some of the script is a little bit weak, but it's not bad. It's pretty good.
Maybe I'll be
It's
disappointed, but
very
I want
good
to watch
for
it.
a kids movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. 100%.
All right, I have something to share. This is a post that I saw in a worship leaders Facebook group this
Okay.
week, which they're always mildly entertaining and often cringe in one way or another.
lot
Not
of
always
times.
as good as we want because they let any worship leader in there, not just the good ones.
Not just the
Somebody posted, I was a guest playing cello with a full band in church today. No tracks, just click. For anyone who doesn't know, tracks would be like background music. Click is the metronome and potentially a guide that says
Right.
chorus 2, 3, 4 in your in-ear monitors, which is just in your
Right.
ears. Only the band can hear it. All right, no tracks, just click. Until the worship leader couldn't hear the click at one point and decided to turn the click off for a couple of songs. It was such a breath of fresh air.
Oh boy.
Music played by humans that breathed and flowed. The worship was incredibly good, authentic, and very inviting. He started our rehearsal this morning with prayer and with a reminder that what we do is about connection, not perfection. I left thinking, this is how it's done
No.
at the highest level.
No.
No.
I just want that, like that Bugs Bunny or whatever, like, no.
I could not express
that
how
Donald Trump
much
meme,
no.
like, wrong. Yeah, no, absolutely not. Shouldn't even be giving you any attention. Just hit not interested, dislike, scroll. Like, I can't
Block this
I
poster.
can't with this person. I hope the comments corrected them. Did you
I did
look
not
at the
look.
comments?
I did not even look.
I'm
I
sure
screenshotted it to talk
the
about with you.
comments corrected them.
I did not want to get involved in the comment section myself.
Oh, rage bait. Maybe that was rage bait. 10 out of 10 rage bait. If it was rage bait, okay. That's the cleverest, brilliant rage bait. But if you were serious about that, just give it up, bro. Stop it.
Yeah, people
Don't play in a band. Don't perform live in a band. Don't studio record anything. Just, practice for yourself and maybe play something for your grandma on your cello. But
But
don't
also,
play
I
in a
recommend
band.
practicing with metronome.
Yeah, what the heck? Like, if you were classically trained, I hope your teacher taught you to use the metronome. We were raised on the metronome. When we started piano lessons, it was like 7-year-olds. She was like, practice with your metronome, practice with your metronome.
I cannot imagine playing music with a live band purposefully without a metronome.
Yeah.
Like, we've had our moments where we've had to abandon the metronome, and it's sad. It's like tragic.
No, it's bad. And I mean, we can keep rhythm pretty well. I mean, we played whatever, we lost the click for part of a song in practice yesterday.
Yeah, it was okay.
And like, I mean, we kept, when you turned it back on, we were pretty much on. Like, we can keep the rhythm, but like,
But we didn't have to handle any transitions or
and
anything.
you
either.
shouldn't. Like, it's bad. It's just bad. You shouldn't do it. You want to stay on the metronome. I told you about when I went to play drums with that country artist, and I
Okay,
went to
yeah.
try out with them, and I didn't actually play the gig with them, but I got there, and they don't play with a click.
Oh, no.
They're like, no, we don't have a click. We don't perform with a click. Like, we just go with it. And I'm like, dang, like,
Red flag, red flag.
that's not good. And then one of the dudes, we were talking about MD.
Mhm.
And one of the dudes,
MD, in case anyone in the audience doesn't know, that's music director.
Right.
In the case of the music that we play, it's usually a microphone. In our church's band, it's me, somebody who talks in the microphone that only the band can hear
Right.
and tells them where to go.
this
how
gives
the
you
song
like,
is
all right, we're
progressing.
going to go to the chorus now, or I need this from this person or that from the other
This
person.
is a live alternative to the guide that I mentioned earlier. So
Right.
instead of a robot counting chorus 2, 3, 4, it could be me saying,
And-
"Hey, we're going to the chorus now."
And like, as this person mentioned on Facebook, at the highest level, they often do have an MD. Like, I
Yes.
think MGK's guy Slim, I'm pretty sure Slim is an MD. Like, he's got a microphone.
No, most
They
big
play
bands
with-
that you will see at an arena tour will have an MD. They'll probably have a guide and an MD.
Right. So whenever you see a band, you can look for it. There's usually somebody with a microphone who is not singing. That's the MD.
Almost
they're
always, yeah.
they're talking
You can
in
usually
people's
tell.
ears, so yeah, so you can make live adjustments, do things on the fly. Have more confidence about where you're going.
And note, if you don't see someone on stage, there's a chance that they're in the sound booth.
There is also a chance you can have a sound booth MD. Usually, someone in the sound booth has a microphone so that they can talk directly to the band because sometimes it needs to happen. But anyway, I was talking to this guy in this band, and it was the lead singer's father, actually. Old dude played the bass. But when I mentioned it, he was like, "Oh no, just I would hate that as a musician. Just the idea of someone telling me no, I couldn't do that. I think everyone should know where you're gonna go and stuff." And listen, I think practice is great. I'm lying through my teeth right now. I hate to practice. I very rarely practice. So if that affects your opinion of me, then I would tell you to stop getting your panties in a bunch.
Oh my
Practice
goodness. Okay, all right.
Practice is
Move
not
on.
the point.
Oh,
The point is
stop.
how you perform. How do you
It's
deliver
true.
it? Because you can practice all day. I know people who practice a lot and suck.
Also, you've
Okay.
practiced a lot. You've practiced to the point that for a certain set of things, you don't need to
Yes,
practice
there is a lot
on a
that I have
weekly
done.
basis.
I have done enough that I can do it well without
A set
sitting down
degree
and
of thing,
perform
not
practice.
anything.
Not necessarily.
Don't
right,
hype yourself up too much
if
here.
Sometimes, yeah, there's stuff. Absolutely, I don't want to jinx myself. Right, and there is stuff where if there's something unique or new or difficult, I'll sit down and practice. Like there was a particular drum part at the worship night we had not too long ago that I had to sit down and practice with a metronome, and I had to slow it down and practice it and then speed it up and stuff. But the point is, no matter how much you practice and whether or not you practice and drill it in so you know what you're doing, having an MD is still always a good idea.
And a
having a
metronome.
click
Yeah.
track is always still a good idea. Having both of those at the same time so you can make adjustments on the fly, so you can be dialed in together, so you can always just be locked in and not have to worry about one person missing a part or forgetting something or
That, in fact, is the highest level.
right, that's what it is at the highest level, exactly. And didn't you mention like the guitarist was the MD at the Switchfoot concert?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
well,
Switchfoot,
there was different. I wasn't paying super close attention, but I did see them doing talkback.
There was some
between-
talkback.
I think everybody had a mic.
and Switchfoot, I've heard some of them talking about like they don't pick their set before, like
Yeah.
they have to, and I'm sure they do sometimes, but like
And a
they-
band of that caliber too. They're not playing worship music; they're playing rock music, and they're a
Right.
band that has played together for like 20 years. So they probably don't have a set like MD. They're just all talking to each other in their ears behind the scenes.
Right. Communication is key. That's just the whole point of this is communication is key and being on the same page is important. When performing live together, you have got to be on the same page and you got to be able to communicate to some degree. So like with our dad, he looks at us. He'll like, or with Carrie, like when we are supposed to go somewhere, he'll look at you and you kind of know, all right, this is my cue for whatever thing that we talked about in rehearsal
Yeah.
or whatever. And you've got to make sure you're all locked in so that you know when this happens, we got to go this place. And having an MD just makes it that much easier, that much
Yeah, the
more
MD
effective.
has to be on the same page as the worship leader or the lead vocalist.
Right, the singer.
Sometimes the lead vocalists will be like, "We're gonna go to the bridge. We're gonna go to the chorus."
Which we
You
don't
know,
like to use the
little hand
signals as
signs,
much. We're gonna
or
take it
just
to the
if
top.
you know where the song is, there's a look that you can get that.
Right.
And then so when our worship leader gives me that look, I can then communicate to the rest of the band, "Hey, we're going to the next part now."
Right. And in my opinion, what makes live music cool is that it's not the same. If I just wanted to listen to the song, I would listen to the song. Live music is you put your own spin on it. You do it
Right. We're not married to
maybe
the arrangement
even
from
a
the
little
recording.
different every time, and you switch things up. And what's really cool about having an MD and a click track is that you can go wherever with it. You can put your own twist on it, like as you go, and that's the point of playing together. And the reason you practice together as a live band is so you can be locked in such a way that you can successfully go wherever you should happen to go in the moment. In my opinion, it's not about locking down a specific roadmap or a specific arrangement. It's about
Although sometimes you
locking in together,
Yeah.
so that you can go wherever you should end up going, because it's live. Stuff happens. Like guitarist breaks a string, drummer loses a stick, mic goes out. There's just so many things. The tracks fail, or you lose the click. There's just a lot of things that could go wrong, and you have to be able to be locked in so you can adjust on the fly.
Definitely. 100%.
And that's the point of practice.
And click, and metronome, and MD.
All of those things, right? So the point is,
I have one more
this
question.
worship leader was stupid.
Or this random poster.
This post was
Not giving
incorrect.
them
Could have
credit
been
for
rage
necessarily being the worship leader.
Right. Yes.
All right. One last question to wrap us up today. We're almost out of time.
Absolutely.
When you are watching a film or a TV show at home, specifically on your TV,
Yes.
subtitles or no subtitles?
I'm a fan of no subtitles.
What if you have to turn it down?
Well, if you have to turn it down and listen quietly because the baby's asleep, then subtitles, yeah, for sure. And I think if you've watched it before or several times or something, subtitles can be cool so you can catch extra things.
So
Sometimes,
first watch
maybe.
no subtitles, second watch maybe.
Yeah,
you
I'm a
will
big
include the
fan.
subtitles?
In a perfect world, we're looking at the best possible situation. It's plenty loud, and you don't have subtitles because I do actually find them kind of distracting. I'll end up looking at the subtitles and reading what they're saying, even though I can hear it. I'll be reading along with it, and then you can miss the tiniest little details in the shot or little things that were meant to be, or just things that were specialized by the cinematographers.
Now, see, I disagree. Now, you can miss things. I agree with that. But reading subtitles while consuming content has become so second nature for me from watching TikToks and reels and stuff because there's always captions on the screen. It's
Right.
a rule of TikTok. So it's you tune them out when you don't need them, but also you can consume the information while reading at the same time. I'm a pretty fast reader. It's not a problem for me. So if I can have small captions on screen, I'll have small captions on screen, and I'll go with it. I am pro subtitles. It helps me understand what's going on better, I feel like.
Well, I'm not necessarily against them, but in a perfect world, in my ideal movie watching scenario, I don't want subtitles.
Now, what does distract me is if the subtitles get off from the film.
Yeah, that's terrible. Or if they're just wrong. Sometimes they're just wrong.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know who's transcribing some of these movies and shows, but they are wrong sometimes.
Yeah, anyway.
Also, the little adjective for the music. Suspenseful music.
Oh, I had no idea.
Fantastic music.
Yeah. Also, sometimes the subtitles spoil the movie. You'll see something that's about to happen, or you'll read it shows a couple
the
lines
subtitles
ahead.
say it was mustard in the bedroom before they reveal it.
And then, there's little things that you can see, and again, on a second or third watch, that's fine. But the first time you're watching a movie, you want to keep that suspense,
I saw a post on Instagram today where someone was like, "Me slides $20 to the theater worker. Turn those subtitles on for me, dog."
Yeah, but anyway,
And that's time.
that's time for us.
That's it for today's
We gotta
episode of
go.
the Alibi Pod. We will see you all next week.
Bye bye.